The Senate was inaugurated on 13th of June 2023, and totally 1 year. I must tell you, it has been wonderful under the leadership of our able Senate President, His Excellency Goswell Akpabio. He is known as an uncommon transformer. He has actually proved that in all ramifications, in terms of bringing the senators together, in terms of carrying all the senators along in all he does, in terms of being a father to all the senators. And there is one quality that he possesses, which is very rare among our contemporary modern leaders. And that is, he has no iota of high-handedness in him. And that is a very nice quality. And that has earned him the love, trust, and respect of all the 109 senators of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. The case of Niji has been put to rest, and I wouldn't like us to revisit that. But all I can tell you is that that issue raised by the man you mentioned was unfounded and should be discarded by all. And you can see when he was called upon to prove it, he abandoned the issue to attack the straw man, meaning that there is no case. Do you understand? So our president is being loved by all the senators because he's a man that you cannot find any fault. And I must tell you, if there are saints on earth, Senator Goswell Akpabio is one of them, because he's a man that loves everybody, a detribalized leader. He doesn't even care the political party you come from. That is why when even you look at those who are very close to him, you can see PDP, you can see Labour Party, you can see APGA, you can see SDP. And that's the type of leader we want in this country. A leader who is after what you can offer and not where you come from. You agree with me that part of our problem in this country is nepotism, discrimination, ethnicity, and religion. But in the case of Senator Goswell Akpabio, it doesn't count on all those things. It's after what you can do, not where you come from. That is why people like us, though a first-timer, were able to clinch the position of the leadership of the Senate, because he believes that we can represent, and I believe so far so good, we will not let him down. The Senate, the 10th Senate, under the leadership of Senator Akpabio, is independent, as provided by the law. The law clearly provided for separation of power. The executive is on their lane, the parliament is on their lane, and the judiciary is on their lane. The bill you said we passed within 2-3 days. Nigerians paid us to make laws for them. And we should do it with every sense of determination and seriousness. We don't need to stagger it for 1 month or for 2 months. We are paid to do this. And we are doing it with every sense of determination. We are not rubber stamp. You can see many cases when we disagreed with the executive. You saw when they brought the bill seeking to increase the electricity tariff, we kicked against it. I personally described it as the height of insensitivity. The Honorable Minister should not think of that. Now that Nigerians are passing through hell, following the removal of the first subsidy, and they are talking of increasing the electricity tariff, it means that you are not sensible, you are not responsive to the yearnings of the people. As a parliament, we said no to that. If we are overstamped, if we are following the dictates of the executive, we would have kept put. You can see what is happening now. The labor are agitating for wage increment. We are standing with the labor. We've had meetings with them. We encourage them. Because looking at the prices of goods today in the market, we agree with me that it has even tripled, not double. And we are standing with labor, that the executive should look at what the labor is saying. 62,000 naira is not enough. I, as a person, none of my staff received less than 100,000 naira. I started the minimum wage long before now because I am reasonable. I feel the pains of the poor. I come from the poor background. My father died when I was in primary three. It was with the help of my mother that we labored and toiled for me to go to school. I was telling my age the other day that somewhere in Ogun State, a town called Irolemo, I used to go there to do farm work, to raise money to go back to school, and also to support my siblings. I was hawking in Lagos. I did hawking for 4 years in Lagos for me to pay my law school fees. And let me see this opportunity to remind Nigerian youths, nothing good comes easy.
I went to communities, I went to villages, I shared it to over 8,000 households. I didn't stop at that. Through the help of Mr. President, through agricultural inputs, I also engaged over 4,000 farmers. I gave them rice seedlings, I gave them herbicides, I gave them fertilizer. What am I doing to make life better for my people? Because that is my covenant with God. After that, I also coughed out a whooping sum of 50 million naira to settle the school fees of indigent students, including those who are not even from Nwebonyi State. I know a student from Ogun State, some are from Imo State, who are doing medicine in Nwebonyi State Federal University in Nwebonyi State. But their fees have accumulated to about 1.3 million, and they were on the verge of being laid out. But these are first-class medical students. I said no, because when you go to the hospital, the doctor that will treat you must not come from your state. I said the dream of these hard-working young Nigerian youths will not die. I have to offset their bills. And today they are back to school. And I promise to continue to offset their bills till they graduate. What am I trying to say? I'm trying to extend that hands of fellowship across Niger, because we are one Nigeria. Some are even from Benue, like I've mentioned. About 9 of them are from different states. I know in future they will tell the story that there was a senator called Nwebonyi, who they don't know. As I speak to you, I don't know them. I didn't meet them. I've never met with them. It is the vice chancellor that wrote me and raised those concerns. And I have to tackle it headlong. Do you understand? To give hope to the hopeless. And that is my assignment on earth.
Okay, sir. Sir, for your own performance, we can give you a clean bill of health. We are looking at the Senate as an entity. So Nigerians is of the view that the Senate is living under the illusion that they are performing well. The issue you mentioned about electricity tariff, Nigerians are of the view that Senate tackled it with alacrity because it affected them negatively. That is not the speed at which they attend to issues concerning the masses. So what is your take on that?
Well, I must tell you that the 10th Senate is determined to give Nigerians good governance. And anything that has to do with the interests of Nigerians, we never joked with it, like I have said. And we will continue to do that, because we are the representative of the people. Any pen being felt by Nigerians is our pen, and we must bring solution to it. Like you said, the tariff increase is not only affecting senators. For senators who can pay without minding, but what of that a local man who is doing welder business in the village? What of that a barbing saloon operator who rely on that to feed his family? So we feel the impulse of Nigerians, and that is why we rose to the occasion. And let me tell you, by next week or so, I'll be coming up with another motion that has to do with the interests of Nigerians, and that is on the charges of the StarTimes and multi-choice service providers in Nigeria. You will agree with me that if you recharge your DSTV now, at the end of the month, whether you watched it or not, it will elapse. Yes. Meaning that the billing method is time-bound. But it's not so in other countries. Go to Ghana, it is pay as you watch. E-payment is the order of the day in the global economy. So you can't expect me to pay for DSTV, for example. I recharge it tomorrow. In the next 3 days, we'll be going on recess for Salah. I will come back a month later and the whole thing is almost and I'll be expected to pay another money. It shouldn't be. That is an exploitation, and we cannot allow that. We are going to come up with a motion directing the NCC to rise to the occasion. Let it be pay as you watch, not time-bound method of payment. So that if you recharge for 30 days, you should be able to watch it for 30 days at your own convenience. Not when you travel, you'll be paying for what you're not consuming. It is against your rights as a citizen. It's an exploitation at the highest level. And I want to use this medium to call on the relevant agency to rise to the occasion and stop this menace. They are exploiting Nigerians, and they should even make reforms. Go to Ghana, like I've said earlier. It's not like that. Go to Cote d'Ivoire. It's not like that. Go to South Africa, that even have the company. It is pay as you watch, so that you have value for your money. So you can say that we are not sleeping over Nigerians' rights or things that concern Nigerians. We've always taken seriously anything that concerns Nigerians, particularly the forgotten, the downtrodden. Thank you.
Distinguished, permit me to ask this. The last joint sitting that was organized to mark the 25 years of a broken democracy, Nigeria discovered that the president was to address, which he did, but we discovered that there was a bit of delay in the president coming in. Do we see this as the relationship between the president and the legislature is going sour gradually? When do we see their relationship in the next 3 years?
Well, like I said earlier, the Constitution has clearly outlined our duties through the doctrine of separation of power. We are not here to play according to the dictates of the president. In democratic setting like we are, Parliament is number one. We hold the purse. The executive, with the instrumentality of the presidency, executes our appropriation. So if there was delay in the coming of Mr. President, it shouldn't be an issue because Nigerians have not suffered any damage. And as a parliament, we have not complained. It could be as a result of protocol deficiencies, which I don't know. I'm not from there, and we're not complaining. So it's not an issue to be discussed.
Distinguished Senator, sir, I would like to know, how have you impacted in the lives of the underage youths in your constituency? And going forward, you have always been talking about rebranding and rebuilding the fallen walls of unity in Nigeria. What are you going to do henceforth, sir?
I've just told you what I've done by extending my hands of fellowship across Nigeria, by absorbing students who are not even from my senatorial zone, who are not even from my state, in my scholarship program. That is a message that we are one, and the more the merrier. And I want to use this opportunity to tell those who are agitating for separation, or Duduwa, IPOB, whatever. No, the more the merrier. The more the merrier. Go to US. US is made up of so many segments of people all over the world. That US is the greatest country in the world today is because of the population. Because, like I said, the more the merrier. So we should come together. But the only thing is that let justice and equity prevail. For example, other geopolitical zones have 6 states, but Southeast have only 5 states. Why? That is an injustice. We should be given additional 1 state. The Southeast is calling for additional 1 state, and this is the time to do it. Now that we are going to amend the 1999 Constitution, which we inherited from the military. This is the first time Nigerians are coming on a round table to take decision about our existence. Let Southeast get additional 1 state. That will give us equity. That will give justice. Because for peace to reign in every society, Equity and justice is the foundation. Without equity, without justice, there can't be peace. Even in your own private home, if you buy Christmas clothes for some of your children and you didn't buy for the other, what do you think will happen? The one who didn't buy will be crying, and will be crying unto the Lord that created him, and God will one day listen to his cry, because you have committed sin against nature. We should treat all the geopolitical zones equal if actually we believe in one Nigeria, which I believe. I don't know for others, but I believe in one Nigeria. I believe that Hausa, Igbo, Yoruba, Efik, and all should come together to form a strong and more formidable nation. And let me also tell you, it goes without saying that our major problem is corruption. That is why some of us, the younger generation, forced to be here. We are here to make sure that things are done rightly. And I must lead by example. I've told you what I did in 3 months in office. You should ask me how did I get the money. It's my personal money. That is no budget of the budget. I will tell you what I have in my budget, and I want you, the media, to follow me up to know whether I keep to my words. I have in my budget for about 6 kilometers of road in my senatorial zone. I want you, after 1 year, to go independently and investigate me. If I have gone short of what I've said, confront me in the open. But I tell you, I am out to make the difference. I am out to set the standard, and that gives you hope. 2 days back, I had the privilege of going to inspect the Dangote refinery with the Senate President. And with what I saw, I must tell you, there is hope for Nigeria. There is hope for a black man. There is hope for Africa. If you see what one man did, Alhaji Aliko Dangote, you will know that our problem is just bad leaders, poor management of resources. If an individual can do that, the federal government can do more. And that takes us to turn around maintenance that were done in the past in most of our refineries. I charge you, the journalists of Nigeria, to investigate that. We as a parliament, we are going to look into that. Over $50 billion were invested to rehabilitate our refineries, but the story has not changed. What is the problem? Is it the problem of Nigeria? No, it's a problem of individuals who do not want to let this country off the hook. But I want to tell you that the 10th Senate, under the leadership of Senator Akpabio, will let Nigeria off the hook, and Nigeria will be great again.
So many believe in
when we come down in a conference in the course of this constitutional amendment, I am a member. So I will say nothing there until I've gathered more inputs from other Nigerians. If going back to regionalism will help Nigeria grow, so be it. I am ready to support any positive idea that will make a Nigerian child to attend to his aspiration, not minding his background, just like me. I told him my father was a teacher. He died when I was in primary 3. It was determination and handwork that brought me here. And I will not end this interview without appreciating one man whom God used to take me to this level. His name is His Excellency, Senator David Nwebonyi, the current Minister of Works. He is my destiny helper. He picked me from the scratch and made me what I am today. I will remain grateful to him for the rest of my life. I'm also grateful to the Senate President, whom God also used. Like I said, when God wants to make a man, He will plant your destiny helpers along your route. When I found myself in the Senate, Senator Akpabio was my destiny helper. He loved me like his biological son. Everywhere he goes, he carries me along. You can attest to that. That I'm a deputy whip of today is his single-handedly saw to it. So I am grateful to these two individuals, And I want to tell other Nigerian youths never to forget those that help you in their difficult days. Because he who pays evil for good unto him, evil will never depart from his household. That is the Bible. Thank you. I love you all.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.